Let us pray. Most holy and gracious Lord, it is a privilege and an honor to always come before you in prayer. And we come this evening just praising you and giving you all the glory for all the things that we have in our lives. Everything we have and everything we are comes from you. But specifically now, we are requesting that the Holy Spirit be here among us, that wisdom is given during the discussions and the decisions that are made. And Lord, for every situation that each person might be facing that is unspoken, Lord, I lift those up to you as well, for you go before us. But Lord, may all that's said and done be done for your glory, and may the discussions and decisions be made as a blessing for everyone here in the community that we live in. And it is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. A reminder, if you can please silence your phones. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes from February 4th and February 11th? If so, is there a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as reported. I'll
Okay.
second.
There's a motion on the floor, it's seconded to approve the minutes from February 4th and February 11th. All those in favor of approving these minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. As I send these down, just because you were not here for February 4th does not mean you do not have to sign it. All you are doing is signing that your name, that they are correct as presented, and you're not signing that you were in attendance. So those that are here, if you voted aye, should be signing it. Is there any mail to be shared? Okay. Mr. Westling?
I don't have anything.
Do not believe we have any committee reports. Is there a commissioner's representative? No. The APC appointment, thank you. Do you want to discuss this?
I just need to step down from the ABC appointment representative because it conflicts with my regular job and need someone else to step into that role. Which one? The ABC board.
Mayor,
The meetings are on Thursdays now, not Mondays anymore.
I
Kathy?
wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry, I was reading.
The APC, so I think it was in February we were going to do that, and then
Mhm.
Kay thought her schedule would work out, so she kept the APC.
Mhm.
Were you interested in fulfilling that
Oh,
role?
yeah,
It's on Thursdays now, not Mondays.
Thursday. Monday, yeah, Thursday evening. Yeah, so I'd be volunteering for that and be placed with Jennifer.
Okay. So Kathy Rhodes will take the place of Kay on the APC board. Okay. Audrey Ruff, the Disabled American Veterans. Okay. 911.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm just here to give my annual report for 2019. I'm just going to go through some of it that we've done for the past year. I'll start with the year-end employee roster. That would be me as the director. I'm also the IDEX coordinator, which that means I handle all of the state traffic that goes in and out of the department for the officers. I'm also an all-shift trainer. 4 full-time dispatchers with a trainer and a shift supervisor, and also an assistant IDEX coordinator that helps me. That's state mandated to have the assistant. We left with 8 part-timers last year, and then we have 2 that if I need them, they're available sometimes for me. The radios, we applied for a 911 federal grant through the state 911 grant program to update the current MC55 radios console that we have. That was done early January of this year. However, we had to settle it up last year to get it done. So that upgrade was taken care of. Let's see here. We got headsets. The grant from the local UAW provided our department with a grant that David Baker had submitted. And we were awarded that grant last year, so we also added headsets to our consoles, which everybody likes. And I think that the radio traffic between all the departments is a lot better with the radio headsets. So we do have those now. That's up to date. I incorporated another station in dispatch. It's a non-radio station. We have two all the time 24/7 working consoles that have the radio, that have everything, radio, 911. And then there's a third station that I incorporated at the end of last year for training. There's a place on there that you can do your state certifications on that computer. It can also be used in an emergency backup because we do have portable radios that I have in my office that could be used if we had something terrible happen and we'd have to have a third station for a radio station. We could easily pull in some portable radios and use that third station as a dispatch station as well. So I did incorporate that last year. We also, incorporating that station, we obtained all of Fayette County Schools camera systems on that station. That camera system is not accessed daily. It is a case-by-case basis. So we don't sit there and monitor hallways or, monitor, but we do have the access to it. If something was to happen at one of our schools, we can actually log on live. Which is we think it's a good benefit to have. We still have in digital for our 911 vendor. WTH GIS mapping technology is still our mapping. The training is in-house. Every 4 months we have an overview of what needs to be corrected and refreshing protocols, or if new protocols have been created to go over to make sure everybody's aware of what we need to do. Last year's, let's see, the call volume comparison to 2018. So our wireless cell phone, we had 9,438 for 2019 compared to 9,248 in 2018. So that's up about 200. Wireline, which is home and business lines, are the hard wire lines still. We had 1,169 for 19 and 1,420 for 18. VoIP, which is the voice over internet protocol, we had 465 of those, and in 18 we had 514. Text sessions to 911, we had 23 last year compared to 42 in 2018. Text sessions from 911, we had 71 this year, 19 and 85 for 18. So total text amount was 94 text sessions. Sometimes we get a 911 call, and we have the capability to just absolutely ring that back that call if they hang up on us. So we'll try to get them back on the phone that way. But if for some reason the phone is either going to voicemail or whatever the case may be, unless it's a 911 only phone, which would only call 911, we have the ability to take that number off of that screen, put it manually into our text screen, and we can actually say, hi, hello, this is 911, did you have an emergency? We received a call from you. And, we get some good responses from that. Sometimes we get nothing, but it's still the fact that we try. With all of our resources that we have, we try to use everything we've got, obviously, to contact somebody if they've called us. Let's see here. I think on the budget part of it, I'm not going to say we're in the black, but I think that we're coming ahead a little bit on the budget. Do you want totals from the year, or?
Sure.
For the 12/22 statewide 911, the ending balance was the ending balance was $225,522, and the 4912 city share the ending balance was $91,328. And I know this is last year's annual report, but I have been working this year, some of last year and some of this year, to do some grant money and try to bring some money into the department and hopefully try to get to where we need to be with that. So basically, any questions, because now it's down to how many calls everybody had. Do you want to hear the call volume for the departments?
Sure.
Okay. For Fayette County Sheriff's Department, they had 3,847 calls. For Connersville Police Department, they had 13,053 calls. For EMS Department, they had 4,390 calls. Connersville Fire Department had 1,437 calls. 253 of those calls were fire related. The other ones might have been agency assist with EMS, or they could have been helping Ohio Valley Gas or a power and gas line problem or something. Okay. Bentonville Fire Department, they had 151 calls. Everton Fire Department, they had 405 calls. And Glenwood Fire Department had 167 calls. Bentonville had one additional call that was not in their call volume, so they had 152 with the tornado that took the church out. That was not in their call volume this time. Any questions?
Yeah, still learning my job.
That's okay, Kathy.
Like on the ending balances that you have, is that like grant money or does that?
No, that
stay-
is, okay, so the state 911, state 911 gives us a monthly amount each month from the cell phone cost, like you'll have your cell phone bill and it'll show you where, like there's an E911 fund, like $1, I'm not sure what the amount is on your bill. That money, if you look, it comes to us, so that's where they get the, and I can't remember, Jane, I don't know the exact amount per month, I think it's 23,000 and something.
Yeah, like 23,874.
It's like 23,874 a month that State 911 gives our department, and that all comes from the prepaid phones and everybody's cell phone. And landline phones, whoever has them, they still have a charge for that too, so that's where we get that money at.
Do you get to keep that in your
That,
budget?
it comes into our money, yes, it comes into our department as the state fund. And then the other balance for the city share is they give us $10,000 a month to help with salaries and whatever else we might need. So those two entities come together and that's how we make our budget.
Thank you.
So WTH, how do we get, we got some new laptops at Everton. How do I
Okay.
get that from an old system to a new system? Do I have to get with Michael or you or what?
It would be Michael.
Okay.
Well, see, David Lohr retired, and David was the one that was checking all those out and doing and setting up those mapping. David Lohr did all of ours, so I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but
Okay. I'll go with Michael.
yeah.
All right.
Anything else that? Any questions? Yeah, Kathy.
Why does Everton, I was just curious, it has 500?
They had 405.
They have a larger area? I thought maybe,
Who do you think would have more? Who would you thought?
Everton.
Everton.
Is Everton okay? Question.
We work
Is-
harder than the other.
Oh,
departments.
Lord. Is Everton the bigger volunteer department's?
Population-wise.
Population-wise?
area Probably.
It's population.
Glenwood would be close on the area, but they don't have the population.
Right.
You know, I've not ever asked that question or known that in all the time I've been at my job, so.
And there's more crybabies now.
Oh,
than
Lord.
Everton, so.
Well, now, we could nitpick and see exactly what those calls were that everybody went to, because some of them, you know, I don't want to even go there.
Well, just public note that was Councilman Clark that referred to the constituents in the Everton area as crybabies.
You know, do you have a room on your roster for Councilman Clark?
Not anymore.
Oh! Well, I tried to get you in the better area, John.
No, that's okay. I like
And they-
all that.
That'll be behind the scenes.
Kathy, thank you for your report.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anytime, and I'm always, call me or come in and see me if you have anything you want to talk to me about.
Do you ever sleep?
Yes, I do.
You're on
Some-
call 24/7?
Yeah, I don't care. I love my job.
And how's Gypsy?
Oh, she's fine. Gypsy, the report, so basically that dog has never chewed anything in her entire time there. And the other night, she chewed, it was not plugged in. We have a little floor heater for our feet. And so she chewed the cord off the end of it and she ended up having a piece of it in her gut. So that's why she was puking and vomiting and all that. It was great fun over there, smelled bad, da-da-da-da-da. So we took her to the vet today and they've got her all squared away.
And you called
She's good.
Everton, that was one of the calls?
Yeah.
No.
No, we
Moving
dare
on.
not call Everton, even though, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, well, thank you. You guys have a great evening.
Thanks.
You too, Taylor.
We have one of our commissioners that stepped in. Dale, do you have anything for us?
No, I'm down fine.
Okay. Dan, I overlooked you. Do you have anything?
Yes, just a little bit. It's a short little report. Good evening, County Council. Basically a carbon copy of my report to the commissioners earlier today. As you may know that we are in the process of doing a feasibility study for broadband that the county is assisting and partnering with EDG to put together. And we will have some tangible results first of April, I believe. It's the schedule. Second item is that we are still engaged and very involved in workforce development for Connersville, Fayette County, with all that's going on in our building and assisting and helping there. Then also with the ACT Work Ready Community Initiative, we are 2 percentage points away from being recertified as a work ready community. And we believe that will happen within the next month or so. And then the last thing is we are very excited and looking forward to a couple of announcements that should come, I hope this month, if not next month, of a couple of attraction projects that EDG has been working on. And appreciate the support of the county and also my board of directors in supporting and aggressively going after attraction for Connersville, Fayette County. That is the sum total of my report to you tonight. Do you have any questions for me? Go ahead. Kathy.
No, I was wondering too, maybe that's a secret yet, but like that airport property where you kind of had, I don't know, if it's a contest or, a special giveaway for special benefits for the land to build on, is that still in
That
the
was
works?
the northernmost part of the industrial park, about 2.68 acres that EDG owns. And we did not have a qualifying recipient. In fact, we had zero paper come to us in the form of written responses. So we may rest a while and then resurrect that again later in the year to see if there's interest. We are, though, very interested in providing that property to a business that would have, well, we feel, and when I say we, that's my board, the right amount of capital investment and the right content of employees that would tip the scales that we would give that land with some commitments and then let them invest and build and do whatever they want. There's some qualifiers involved in that, but we haven't had enough interest to see what the qualifiers are by way of business plan, sketches, drawings, so forth. Good question, though. Not a lot of action, not a lot of people coming forward and say, hey, I want that land. Anyone else?
I was just gonna brag that the Walmart Plaza, the old Walmart Plaza, all the activity over there is great.
Yeah.
Friday night, that parking lot was packed.
And that is great.
And it was great to
The,
just see.
We EDG early on got behind the new owner and helped promote and also showed properties when they were down south in Alabama, as I recall. And so we helped them as far as showing different.
The potential.
Yeah, well, and we let people in, unlock doors, let them in, let them look around, kick the tires and so forth. So we had some involvement in that. And, yeah, we hope it continues. Anybody else? Yes.
I just had,
Yeah.
I don't know, next time, but I was happened to see Indiana Business today. It was on Sunday morning on Channel 8, and they had, it mentioned like Rush County. I ran it off some copies. Maybe I'll send you some copies from the internet. That Rush County is like the first county in the state to become like broadband. They want to get broadband ready all over the county.
I don't know if the commissioners passed our broadband ready resolution last year. We didn't opt to put a framework together like they have and promote it. We can. It doesn't provide any more internet to the county than what we have. There's still feasibility, and then a working plan to execute, and then going after grant dollars. The heavy lifting part of it is way past what you saw. Not shooting Rushville down. What they had is good, but in my opinion, it's some really great marketing for Rushville. Put it that way.
Because I don't, that's not my intelligence of broadband in the county, but I just was wondering if that's.
It certainly doesn't hurt what they did, and I think Watch is located, that is the provider in Rushville. They're heavily involved in that, and we've been very involved with providers. I think Fayette County wrote a letter of recommendation to Watch to try to get some of that grant money that they secured. They had a $52 million grant that they secured, and so we're looking at every avenue that we can to get broadband, be it fiber or wireless or whatever the case may be. And so we may not look as marketing friendly as what you read, but we're on it. Anybody else? Going on? Thank you very much.
Okay, one item that's not on new business is earlier today the commissioners passed a policy on invocation. It's policy number 2020-01. Some have already seen this, some may not have. Basically, it's the outline of the policy for offering invocation. I've already made the invitations throughout the remainder of the year. It was done at the beginning of the year, something I've typically done in the past, just to get it off my plate and get it done instead of me scrambling the night before or the day of trying to find somebody to offer an invocation. So if everybody's okay with it, I propose that we have a motion to adopt this policy the same as the commissioners.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt policy 2020-01 for invocation policy for county council.
Second the motion.
Second it. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adopt policy number 2020-01. It's been seconded. Any further discussion?
I'm going to abstain from voting since I've just seen it for about 15 minutes, so
Okay.
I'd like to read it through thoroughly before I say anything.
Anybody else? Let's now do a roll call vote.
Say, do a roll call vote.
Roll call vote, yeah.
Okay, Councilwoman Nobby? Okay, Councilman Clark, you're
Present.
abstaining. Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dunn? Yes. Councilwoman Riker Beaton?
Yes.
Councilman Winter?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion passes 5 with 1 abstention. Okay. Moving on to transfers and additionals. Mr. Surveyor Man.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I'm here for 3 additionals out of Cume Bridge. First one is down on Knott Road last spring when we had the floods. The concrete cap that was put on probably 20 years ago washed off. And that's what we need the first additional for. And then the second one is down on 425 South, just west of State Road 1. During the same spring floods, there's big box culverts there. And it used to be about 3 inches of asphalt going across, and all that washed off into the creek, which is not a good thing. But so what I want to do is have a polymer overlay with aggregate put in there, and that will never wash off. It'll seal from chemicals. And those big box culverts, I mean, they're 6 foot by 20 footers. I mean, they're massive. They were expensive 20 years ago. We don't want to have to replace them again anytime soon. Plus, that'll stop from anything being washed off into the creek. Put those back. And then the third project is up on 300 North, about 2 miles east of Fairview. There's a bridge that is in fairly bad shape, and this company We'll do the patching and put the polymer over seal on it for, well, it looks like about $30,000, to where if we had to put a new deck, typically you're probably talking $300,000. And this process will last at least 20 years. It'll give extension of 20 years, you know, of the bridge without having to put a new deck on. You know, it's a fabulous process. States is even using it on their bridges. I mean, if you ever drive like on any state road, go across the bridge and see it's got a little darker color, it almost looks like it was asphalted. That's this polymer overlay with the aggregate. And they're actually, this company used to do a lot for the state, like the state bought their own equipment and stuff, but this will really prolong the decks and everything on the bridges. And I like, eventually I want to do 2 or 3 bridges a year, you know, with this overlay, in order to prolong something that gives it a good non-slick surface. It'll protect it from the chemicals and everything. But these are the 3 we absolutely need to be done now as far as that, and all this is coming out of Cume Bridge, which, you know, it's only 4 bridge projects anyway, so that's what I need in order. And they're going to start as soon as the weather breaks, putting the overlay on Ott Road. In fact, the highway department was going to pave all the way to the county line. I don't know if y'all know where Ott Road is. It's on south end of the county, runs into Franklin County, and the highway department couldn't get their equipment across it because the deck, you know, the overlay washed off, so they couldn't even pave through the county line like they wanted to. So yeah, this really needs to be done. I've had some people call, said you can hardly get a car across it without dragging because it's an 8-inch drop. That's how deep the overlay was. And what the highway department did, we put a metal plate and gravel. I don't know if any of you have ever been over it, but yeah, they say you basically about have a truck not hit by them, small cars and stuff there. So those are the 3 projects I want to do with this summer.
So the one bridge is 425 South?
Yeah, it's on 25 South. The big box culverts are considered a bridge, but they're 20 foot. You have to be 20 foot to consider a federal bridge. So, you know, they're 20 feet, more than 20 feet wide, and, you know, 6 feet high. And that, I'm not sure how often the water gets over those, but last spring we had those floods, and it did a lot of damage throughout the county.
In Ott Road.
Pardon me?
In Ott Road.
Ott Road too.
It's not
yeah.
where the crybabies in Everton reside.
Yeah.
That Councilman Clark referred to earlier.
Yeah. But whoever we couldn't figure out who put that cap on 20 years ago, but they never pinned it to the dry ford. It's going to be pinned this time. It will never remove. It'll never come off again. Not the flood anyway. So it's going to be done right this time in that price.
Okay.
So
Any motion to approve or disapprove?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the additional appropriation request for this bridge work.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second to approve the additional appropriation requested for the bridge repairs. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
all right, thank you.
We have no 144s. Are there any patron concerns? Just be bored.
Does someone know what's going on in the county?
Well, good. We appreciate you being here. Wish more people would.
Yes, bring friends.
Sometimes we have to figure out what we're doing. So, if there's no patron concerns, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion has. Okay.